go into the farmers, keep in mind that they can get swept and hit by the feathered airstrike. So really, how much trust do they have in Mlbb as well as Kyrie to kind of create that space?
Just take an Eve here.
I guess it's all right.
Yeah. And there is that old relationship I remember from season 14 about how Arlott and Eve, it can be sometimes, yes, easy backline access for the Arlott, but then once you get there, it's like, what can I do?
Yeah.
She's CC immune with her ultimate up. So they do decide to go for the Kimmy as expected. Kalea locked in there for Kiboy. So it's a very good lineup for Onic, plays to their strengths, nothing too crazy. You have multiple carries. You can allow Sans to be the carry from the early to mid. Great draft by Onic.
Yeah, really, really smart stuff coming from Onyx side. I mean, I'm looking at particularly the Fredrin ban because they also recognize that if VP decide to like show what their jungler is going to be, especially if it's going to be the Fredrin, there's a very high likelihood that they won't be able to get away with as much. So really narrowing down the pool for the side of VP.
Okay.
What do they lift with?
Okay. Oh,
Wow,
wow.
whoa,
Oh my
whoa.
goodness, a Hanzo up against a lineup that can easily access your jungle. It's a huge gambit.
Hey, the Nightmare.
A nightmare. Oh yeah, living up to his name.
Living up to his
Actually, I
name.
don't think it's as bad as we think. I think
yeah?
he needs to start on the right side of the map. He needs to start on the correct side, quickly take away that buff so that even if he does get invaded, it is not too awful. It's a bit of a gambit here, right?
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 at level 1.
Well, let's see how it works out here. Virtus.pro shocking Onic and us with a last pick Hanzo. Game number 1 for this best of 3 series between the champions of Indonesia and Virtus.pro, the champions of the wild card, who are still going on.
Oh, this is going to be really interesting. The first time you're seeing Hanzo on the international stage, and I think Endoryu is making a huge gamble for the early game. Keep in mind that their win against SRG boiled down to, I stole away your buff at level 1 because he made a correct prediction. Can he do it one more time, knowing that Onic is going to be well prepared for this match here at MSC 2025 at the Esports World Cup live in Riyadh? Let's see what buffs they start on. It looks like Endoryu is on his orange, facing off against Kyrie on the blue side, starting off on his purple. Same side of the map.
Is this the right side then? Is this way? Oh, whoa, over. Okay. This is the early action that we're all used to seeing. Pluto could be in trouble, taking a couple shots. He does walk away, gets stunned. 1 HP. Sans won't be able to get it. I don't know if Keyboy was really thinking about it. He has the flicker, but they'll go ahead and just, that's a start for them. They at least get a little bit of priority here. You can see what's happening around the jungle, though.
This is the correct side of the jungle to start for Endoryu. He knows that with the mid lane pushing up, Kyrie can instantly invade. But it really boils down to, can you make the correct decisions, right? Endoryu also, he's not immediately starting the vertical jungle in the first place. He quickly is taking away the neutral camps. He knows that he can't take absolutely everything, but at this point, he will take what he can get. Oh no, he's also going to be denied the crab. Endoryu knows he's going to be down in levels, especially when you're up against Kyrie, considering that the mid lane doesn't have that sort of pressure. He's going to depend on Lethal Wanderers. He's going to depend on River Crabs, ideally the EXP River Crab, which I'm pretty sure Endoryu, after this invade, is going to look for.
And so he's going on that side right now. This might be a play for them to make. It wasn't there. So does hit the level 4 anyway. And, you know, that's the thing. It's interesting that the Hanzo does come through, because when we saw it a few times, well, Kyrie's going to just make his way on up here. They zone them out. But when the Hanzo is popped up, I'm not sure so much, you know, over in Malaysia, but when it did pop up in the Philippines, there was times where it was good, but it was good at just a specific thing. Putting pressure, getting a pickoffs, and being able to convert a kill here. Bluto does take some damage. I don't think he escapes this time as first blood goes in the hands of Kyrie. Bad Caught now in trouble, zoned out by Loopy. Dark Wave to bring him back. There's the slams down for the Infernal Pursuit. They got the job done, and now the Turtle will slowly go down here as they take more just for Kyrie here.
Oh my god, Kyrie, dude, Onic is so smart. Kyrie understands exactly what Endoryu wants to do. That's why they're trying to deny as many of the neutral creeps alongside the river as possible. Why he's rotating so early on when he could have continued his invasion down on bot side.
Oh, good use of the Tsunami Slam. Gonna bring him back. And Endoryu has no choice but to go back.
Yeah, at least they know that Keyboy doesn't have the Tsunami Slam, preventing potential dives on the bottom side of the map. And I think right now, Pluto, he's going to have to take so much damage, right? Because they wanted Bad Caught to good time up in the EXP side of things. He's going to be a prime target for Onic to continuously attack. So, if we're talking about alt-timers, oh god, that caught.
They want to fight for this final slash used on Keyboy, but they just disengage. All that for the Lithwander.
Yeah, because Onic is like, no, we're not letting Endoryu get to play the game.
Yeah.
We're going to take away all the river, then we're going to slowly start encroaching on your territory, steal away your green camps. If we get a buff, that's always good, but we don't mind you having the buff because Kairi has already developed a level lead 3 minutes into the game.
That's so going back to what I was saying earlier with the Hanzo specifically, that's sort of, you know, one of the things is like, even if he's down at some point, you can actually still convert kills, but I think that is going to be difficult in our current meta. Because it has shifted a little bit here. He's going to do some hits to Kairi. Soul Snatch, not going to do anything on a tanky hero like this box shot.
He does negative damage to Kairi. Negative until he gets the Trinity build done. And I think that's the big issue, right? Kairi literally knows that his base damage and his base health, his base defenses, everything about this Bakshia hero is so nasty that he does not care. Sure, take away your buff. I don't care. I'll take everything around it. And eventually this is going to compound into a 2-level lead, getting closer to the 7-minute mark. But we'll see, right? Because Virtus Pro, they need to be very intelligent about their fights. So far, Mlbb is putting on quite the performance, right? He is able to not only handle bad caught in the lane, but is getting first motion as well.
With this turtle coming up, though, it looks like they're going to go for this rotation. So VP wants to fight. Tsunami Slam going to be able to find the target. Pluto could be in trouble here. Quite low and already. And Doru jumping in, has to return already. But with the final slash, Mlbb gets dragged into it, but we'll get him with the Infernal Pursuit anyway. The worst target you want to follow you back to your body if you're this Hanzo.
Mad respect to Mlbb. He's getting a lot of important Infernal Pursuits up, but that Dark Wave usage is looking better from the last time we've seen him play this Fovea. So far, so good for Onic ID as they continue their routes. This is only going to get more difficult for Endoryu, because every time he uses his ult, he needs to get some kind of resources from Onic's side. Ideally a battle spell, but most likely the max he can get is the Tsunami Slam. Because now Onic ID, they recognize, okay, Endoryu's at that point where he's probably already finished his first item. If he goes for that second item, doesn't really matter to Kairi. It's only the third item that matters. The person that they can punish is whoever doesn't have a Purify. In this case, Pluto.
Tsunami Slam again. Pluto getting caught. This is going to be time and time again when this happens. Every time the Tsunami Slam is up, Keyboy doesn't need the flicker to make it happen. And this is why we were talking about in the draft with the Arlots. It has not been a very good hero to pick up, just with the case of this. Even Keyboy taking a lot of shots here. He's actually just zoning out Super Igorka. So it looks like they'll get at least a tier 1 there. Keyboy does go down. They still fight for this. I think buff was secured.
Buff was secured, yes. Very nicely done by Kairi, but they're going to re-engage.
Oh, they're going to re-engage. Pluto goes in with the final slash. He's able to find Sands. Sands goes down. A good pickup for Bulmer. And now, breaking it out, Mlbb will join the fight with Severo as Badcott falls. They're still on this side of the jungle, but VP does find something in the exchange.
Beautifully played, honestly. Very beautifully played by Pluto. He knew that he was going to get compromised unless he makes a play of his own. Uses that Fifth Flicker final slash to catch out Sans. Because keep in mind, the big volatile point for the side of Onic ID really is Sans. He could have taken a Purify to try and protect himself, but no. Instead, now some arrows fine, right?
Oh, I thought they would get him, man.
I was about to eat my words there.
Yeah, Severo also taking a breath. Pluto in trouble again. Won't they be able to escape that as the Dark Wave brings him back? So even this, I guess this is just going to be the experience for Pluto. He's going to have to deal with this. Bober, and in that Feathered Airstrike, Onic wanted to go for it. Keyboy does have the Tsunami Slam, so Turtles up. This is going to be a free one for Onic to take. They'll be 3 for 3 for the Turtles.
And Kairi, despite the level lead that he had on Endoryu, Endoryu is not wasting any time. He is literally trying to find any bits of farm. He knows he cannot contest these neutral objectives until that Trinity is done. So now he's heading back up, and you can tell that he's even calling for his teammates to actually try and get information on what is still available in his jungle before he moves. If not, I think he would have, tried to clear bottom side as soon as possible.
So he's just in that position where it's like, let me get to my Trinity as fast as possible so that I can be a threat to maybe Severo. Oh, hold on. Bulmer. Oh, again, Severo comes in, pops off with a heavy crossbow. We'll be able to pick up a kill. Now Endoru trying to hold on to this tier 1 in the mid. They already used the final slash. Endoru goes back quite low. Kairi around the corner, but Pluto to follow. Now the mid turret goes down. Badcott in trouble as well as a full force of Onic. is in the jungle. VP has nothing to gain here.
All right, we need to pull up the item list. Why are they so tanky? Is it because Virtus Pro is too far behind, or are they already completed their second items? And it looks like they've completed. Oh my goodness. Mlbb and Severo have a ridiculous lead.
Okay, Keyboard could be in trouble. Oh, they're trying to run him down, and Dora has to return back to his body. So getting close. At least there's some progress there. But as they fall further behind, you know, you're 5,000 goal behind, you can only do so much if you're Andoryu, so you have to start relying on where else can we focus on. Super Igorka, has he had enough time to farm up? Pluto has had one hell of a time this Arlot, but he's still going for those plays. He's still trying to set up the final slashes. And honestly, at a certain point, it could just take one. Andoryu now on Loopy, but that's not the target you want to go for. Kairi might go ahead and re-engage this fight. Does fight Badcott, but Pluto, I don't think you want to commit to this one.
Yeah, right now, Onic, this mid-game, is so powerful. It's too strong. Their frontliners are just too thick. Kairi's only job is to make sure that Andoryu and the rest of the members of Virtus Pro are going to feel depleted of resources, right? He is supposed to be a giant sandbag, as Luptian as well as Severo have continuously found small advantages to get further ahead.
Well, they're going to start up the Lord here, half health already. VP trying to get here in time, but they're going to be way too late. So they'll just have to defend. Loopy does jump in, but again, they'll just force VP off of the jungle. They'll have to pull something amazing out to go ahead and defend. Again, they still have the shields. They can still clear things out. But Onic, you know, they'll definitely be knocking on the base turrets here.
Bobber, he needs a third item.
Yeah.
We're seeing that Super Igorka at least finally gets that malefic roar, right? He's got the 3 item he needs, but he needs the big chunkies. He needs somebody who's able to apply damage, whether it be Andoryu, but he can only do it on one person at a time. But most importantly, Bobber, who again only has the going wand. Like, he needs more than this. At least the Holy Crystal, at least the Divine Glaive, something to kind of cut through the members of Onic.
It's crazy. Again, you know, at this point, you only got that one item on the Farsa. Yeah, you can still do some damage with the Feathered Airstrike, but you're losing that advantage. Pluto, okay, uses the final slash. He's going to get tossed in, slammed down into the jungle as Pluto is gone for the 6th time. Lord is still up. The shields in the mid and top are up. They'll clear out the Lord for now. Andorra's going to jump in, get a little bit of shots off. Soul Snatch isn't enough on Severo. So Onic, playing this 10k gold lead, will now set their sights on the mid turret. VP still waiting for Pluto up. They might have to force them to fight anyway. Badcott taking a ton of damage. And Doro jumping in after they bring Sands forward. He gets out of there though. Still going to be shooting off as Badcott is stuck onto him. But Badcott just trying to buy time as he falls next. Onic wins that one.
Yeah, Onic has played the draft extremely well. The fact that they got Kalia for themselves is making sure that even if glue is able to stick onto you, it really doesn't matter, right? You can top them up. You can make sure that they stay alive in a lot of these fights. And Lutfi, he's so tanky. He's 2-0-6 at this point, and he even has a Twilight armor purchased for himself, knowing that if you try and burst me down, good luck. I have natural damage reduction.
Yeah, it's looking really grim here already. You know, we've seen teams turn things around before, so we can't say that for VP it's completely done. But they've had to funnel so much into, you know, Andoryu to go ahead and catch up. He has maintained his levels. Even itemization-wise, he's okay. But when you have to go and put yourself in a position where it's like, we need to be able to defend our base, but then even your biggest artillery mage, Bulbert, doesn't have the items. Oh, man, Andoryu's gone. Gets caught out. A great response and find from Kairi.
I think this is a checkmate angle for Onic ID, right? They can siege very, very well. They can guarantee ults coming in from Virtus Pro as soon as they get close to those inhibitor turrets. And now with the Lord spawning, right, there's no reason for Onic to try and push any further. They'll let that wave build up on that top side. There's no point taking it as well. They want Virtus Pro to actually walk out from the base, walk out and try and contest for this, which again, they're probably not going to do. 9.4k lead, 12-2, like there's no reason to do so. They have to freeze it in front of their turrets as well.
Yeah, you're just going to see them just wait there. Well, never mind. They're going to go towards the jungle, maybe just to get the orange buff. They don't want to get caught out here, so it looks like that's going to be the case, at least to secure them a buff. I don't know how much that's going to help them on this defense, though. Massively behind, they're going to lose the purple. So for VP, they're in a tough position. I don't think they've had enough time. I don't think they've had enough options to get back in fighting form in this game. And Onic, definitely with this Lord pushing in, will want to end the game here.
How bad of a mistake would Onic have to make at this point? They would need Keyboy to use the Tsunami Slam on either Bad Caught or maybe Endoryu in his ghostly form, right?
Yeah.
Kyrie would be out of position. No, he would still be in the front. It's very difficult for him to be out of position, but that means that Sans and as well Severo need to get caught by the final slash after the Tsunami Slam.
See if they can pull it off. Lord still up, takes down the mid turret. Top turret still standing, and right now VP just trying to clear this out. Onic doesn't want to push it just yet. They're going to wait for those waves. They weren't exactly the way they wanted to go ahead and sync up. They could still start a fight with Keyboy, but as they wait for these waves to go ahead and push in to take this next base turret up top down, the wave down bot still quite a far away. There's the flicker forward. Look at the Tsunami Slam. Endoryu, the final slash was already used, but Endoryu trying to run back to heal up. Pluto's gone, Badcock's gone. The next target is the base as Onic looks to end the game in a swift manner. Under the 14-minute mark, they'll clean things up and take game 1.
Wow, this is a really scary Onic. A good draft, but the tactical precision in this game was ridiculous. They were waiting for the right conditions, and it was all banking on the fact that Pluto is playing on an Arlet, but he's also using Flicker, and he's the main reason why they would either win or lose, and they wanted to guarantee that it was going to be a win.
Yeah, that